Good morning to all of you. I'm Bangararaju. I'm Chief General Manager of State Bank of India, heading the operations in the state of Kerala and Lakshadweep. Of course, I have been here in this circle for the last 1 year. I'm really privileged to be here today to have some chat with you, and I look forward to your support in carrying the message that what is the contribution that is being made by State Bank of India in the state of Kerala and Lakshadweep for the growth and development of this state. We have been here since long, of course, earlier in the form of a State Bank of Travancore, and State Bank of India was having a few branches earlier up to 2017. And with the merger of State Bank of Travancore, State Bank of India, as a part of our initiative to merge all the associate banks with State Bank, suddenly the State Bank numbers have gone up. Now we are privileged to say that we are having around 1,250 branches in the state of Kerala, serving almost 2.3 crore customers in the state of Kerala and Lakshadweep. We are having a portfolio range of around 26,000 crores now, only to SME sector. Out of this 26,000 crores, 19,500 crores is deployed only for the MSME, micro and smaller enterprises. In fact, there are different government sponsored schemes under which the finance is being extended, not only by State Bank of India, all the bankers in the state. It's basically the perception that the kind of ecosystem that you are having in this state, but it's not a reality. In fact, having only 3 crores customer population, contributing substantially to the GDP growth of this country, Kerala's contribution to the nation's development and nation's growth is substantially high. And in this state, the major resource challenge is lack of land holdings. Land is a major challenge because a smaller state. Agriculture is one area where you can think of deploying more and more credit towards the agri technologies so that productivity of agriculture goes up. And now with various governments that are coming to power here, they are working very hard. They have got a great vision for the development of the holistic development of the state. In fact, we are deeply engaged with the state government as well. And I had already some meetings along with the SLBC. We are working out so many action plans to ensure that adequate credit support is available to the entrepreneurs who are coming forward to establish their shops here. In fact, in State Bank of India, we have got a different verticals called CCG, Commercial Credit Group. That is beyond 50 crores. If a loan requirement is there, that is separate dedicated branches there in Kochi. In addition to that, the retail branches in the state of Kerala, we are extending credit. Almost we have, including my commercial credit this group branch at Kochi, we have got more than 50,000 crores deployment to the only SME sector in the state of Kerala. So that's an indication that the banks and the institutional credit is really committed to the development of the state. It is only actually communication and the awareness that is required for the entrepreneurs to have the timely support from the banking system. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. I'm a student of Institute of Journalism at the Press Club. Our above. So SBI is the largest lender of education loans in our country. Yet the interest rates are remain high, apparent to other loans. Yet the interest rate remain high. Collateral norms are strict, and repayment pressure start immediately after the course. So I would like to ask, what steps is SBI taking to lower interest rates for students pursuing studies abroad? Will the bank expect third-party guarantees when parental income is insufficient? And does SBA offer a structured extension in the repayment? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. In fact, State Bank is the leader in the state of Kerala in extending education loans. We have got an exposure of around 8,400 crores only towards education loans. I find a special feature in the state of Kerala is that many of the young students, they are seeking, uh, they are actually trying to go abroad to pursue certain courses. State Bank is providing the required support to those people. There are certain institutions which have been listed even abroad also for studies, and even extending liberally the credit support to those students. Only those institutions where they have not been recognized by State Bank in the list, we are having a discretion at the CGM level, at my level, to give special sanctions based on certain considerations like the reputation of the institution and the parental support to the student. Because if you are going in for some medicine course in Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, these kind of countries, Manila, China, Philippines, again then those students need to come back and write an examination, MCI, Medical Council of India education examination, to be eligible to practice in the country. It's a tougher examination, and we are looking at the welfare of the student and even welfare of the parents as well before considering the loan proposals. Educational loan, in one sense, is unique compared to other loans, because when you take a loan, maybe your course duration may be 4 years. Afterwards, you have to do the some internship depending upon the course that you are pursuing it. 4 to 5 years, the gestation period will be there, and after 4 to 5 years, by the time when you get employment and start repaying, the ecosystem will be undergoing a sea change. Today, the change that is happening so fast, by the time you complete your course, most of the times your courses are becoming irrelevant. That is the kind of disruptive changes that are occurring. We look at the potential for the course for getting some employment opportunities. That is one thing. And when you are going abroad with heavy investment on education loans, you need to look at the chances of getting employment in those geographies and ability to service the debt later. I have been coming across some students who have pursued the courses and not able to get employment, and they're finding it burdensome. Their education loan has become a burden, and parents are not in a position to service the debt, and everybody is in trouble. We don't want to create that kind of stress for the families. That is why I have been telling my team members, because student follows his friend's advice mostly than the parental advice. Why? Because the friend's advice is more valuable, because they know the world better compared to the parents. Because over a period of time, today, because of the availability of social media and easy information, people get more information at the younger age than the people at the slightly later old age. So parents' influence will be lesser, and the student will be following basically herd mentality. I observed many students going for pilot courses. These pilot courses, it is not spread across the world. Mostly, it is in Serbia or South Africa. A few countries they are going in for that. And after spending heavy amount, putting in a lot of investment, if he does not get employment, then what happens to the parents' ability to service the debt, and what happens to the students' ability to service the debt? And moreover, today, the student will have at least economic life of around the next 30, 40 years at least. His financial track record gets vitiated. That is what we call CIBIL, credit information system. Basically, that record is seen before lending money to any individual or even to the companies as well. So that is the reason why we look at different from different perspectives before giving a loan. And bank is not charging high interest rates as you are claiming. Interest rates are relatively lesser, including girl students especially. It is, I think, 0.5% or so lesser than normal interest rates. Also, additional provision has been made where the interest portion is being serviced during the moratorium period or during the course period. You'll be getting 1% lesser interest rate. That is also there. So interest rates are relatively reasonably mentioned or even decided. That is one thing I want to tell you. Educational loans are aggressively being marketed by various institutions, but all said and done, public sector banks, especially State Bank, is a pioneer in extending these educational loans. Today, most of the educational loans up to 7.5 lakh rupees is covered by the central government guarantee scheme. We are not asking any collaterals. Without a collateral security, we are sanctioning the loans, and the applications also come through the PM Vidya Lakshmi portal, and they are being sanctioned very promptly. And today, if there is any delay, it is because of the lack of required documents and non-adherence to the systems and procedures. Otherwise, the monitoring happens from the top level, whether the leads are being cleared or not, any pendency is there. If pendency is there, what is the reason? That kind of close monitoring is there. And in fact, I am happy to tell you that Kerala state has got the highest number of leads in the PM Vidya Lakshmi portal. And we are the highest loan sanction circle in the country also. Thank you. I hope that answered your question.
കേരളത്തിൽ പേഴ്സണൽ ലോൺസ് ആൻഡ് ക്രെഡിറ്റ് കാർഡിന്റെ കടബാധ്യത കൂടുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയാണ് ബാങ്കിങ് SBI ബാങ്ക് എങ്ങനെയാണ് കാണുന്നത്?
Tell me.
Credit card liabilities. Personal loan liabilities and credit card liabilities will be increasing day by day. How would SBI will handle this?
The financialization will have certain implications. Financialization, what I mean by this word is when you start investing your savings in mutual funds and for heavy consumption, borrowing the loans, borrowing actually in the markets or from the banking institution and spending this in some speculative investments or even consumption, it creates some challenge. Today, when I give a personal loan, I am not specifically asking the purpose for which I am giving the loan, but I expect that the spending is done purposefully and productively so that he will be in a position to generate some income and repay the loan. Today, cost of living and even requirements for an individual are growing. Marriages for the children and meeting the certain basic needs of the family is a challenge. And what are the incomes that are being generated, especially the middle income groups? I think the demand is met through the personal loans or even to some extent gold loans. That is why we look at the capacity to repay and ensuring that a certain portion of his income is available for his sustenance. When you go to a bank, when I give a loan, I take maximum 60% or 50% of the amount of your net monthly income towards the servicing of the debt. The remaining amount should be available for you. So we take care of that. And there are people who take excessive loans from various institutions, particularly certain institutions they may not look at, but public sector banks and state bank look at the prudent lending practices to ensure that he is not deeply indebted. Beyond a certain point, debt is dangerous. Below certain level, it is optimum and it is good for your growth as well. You will be able to meet your requirements by borrowing some money when it is not available, when your income is not supporting. Even the credit card, there is a need for actually awareness as well. Even at the student level itself, people started taking credit cards and spending heavily. I suggest credit card or even consumption lending is not uh, actually suitable for those people who are not having any earning avenues. And once you start earning, if you have some the credit card or the personal loan facility, then you will have some ability to repay the debt. Otherwise, your financial track record is getting vitiated. It is not advisable. Bank is taking care of this safety norms as well. That is the reason we also create some financial literacy awareness campaigns and also camps through the Center for Financial Literacies to ensure that people do understand finance well and take care of their financial decisions and even the borrowing decisions by keeping all this viability and sustainability in the mind. Did I answer your question? Thank you.
Good morning, sir. My name is Gauri. I am from Press Club Institute of Journalism. My question is that the suicide rate of people taking loans for various purposes, including education loans, are increasing in our society. As the head of a prestigious institution, what are your viewpoints on that? The tabloids always say their side of the story. What is your side of the story?
Can you repeat your question?
So the suicide rate of people who are taking loans, including educational loans, are increasing. What are your points on that?
Suicide rates.
Yeah. Suicide.
Okay. Actually, that is what I have been talking about previously also. As long as you ensure your debt is at a sustainable level, there will not be stress in life. When I earn 100 rupees, maximum I can spare 50 rupees towards the loan repayment or other liabilities, and the remaining 50 rupees, if it is there with me for my own consumption or spending for family requirements, I'll be safe. But unfortunately, because there are so many things which you buy impulsively, they are not necessary. For example, today, when you go to a shopping mall, when you look at the items, you will be tempted to buy whether it is required or not. That is a kind of impulsive buying. There is no need, but the very ambience creates a need for you. And if you do not have that kind of control over these finances, people often borrow more than what is required and they land in trouble. And financial institutions look at your credit history and also your other liabilities which are there in the institutional system. For example, when I look at the CIBIL score, I know which are the other institutions where you have borrowed some money, right? Whereas when you take loans from a money lender, right, which is basically interest rates will be very high, and we call that usurious interest rates. When it is high, that liability is more painful than the liabilities from the institution, right? So when you are taking the loans from individuals, you will not be in a position to know how many liabilities you are having to outside the banking system. So in that case, when the finances go topsy-turvy, then they are resorting to some extreme methods. It's quite unfortunate, but if you look at even the press or wherever you see, this kind of incidents to happen when they resort to informal borrowings heavily. When it comes to the institutional borrowing, generally institutions will not go to that extent where he will be deeply indebted. That is why lending should always be look it from the perspective of creating an asset where it will be generating an income. For example, if I finance you for education, education helps you to create to get some employment or to become an entrepreneur, and you generate income. You'll be able to pay the loan. So I'm giving this money for a productive purpose. When I give the money to you, and if you go on spending on the luxury goods, finally it does not generate income for you. How do you service your debt? Then you will be in deep distress financially.
How are you planning particularly to implement the digital currency?
Digital currency, yeah. CBDC, central bank digital currency. You're talking about central bank digital currency, right? Now, RBI has come out with central bank digital currency concept. It helps us in more formalization of the economy. Printing of currency, circulation, and again getting soiled and replacement, and it's really costly affair for the central bank as well. And also it helps in making more and more formalization of the economy, because every digital currency is accounted, you cannot hide it, right? State Bank of India has also come out with an app. Basically, app-based central bank digital currencies have been launched, and they are programmable, and you can use it as a wallet. And I request all of you who are having State Bank even account, you can straight away download this app, e-rupee, and you can download, and it will also indicate the denominations of your wallet, the money that is available there. You can make very easy, seamless payments. In fact, today you have got multiple channels for payment systems. When you go to a provision store or a grocery store, you use Google Pay, all these kind of things. But unique thing in CBDC, central bank digital currency, is that you can look at the currency denomination of rupee as it is, replicas are there in your wallet. So you feel that you are physically using the cash, but digitally putting through the transactions, which is quite seamless and very easy. And you feel that kind of comfort that you are having the money. And it's easy for you also to load it from your account whenever you want that. And we are having almost all the staff members. There are certain allowances. We have got in State Bank of India around 2,34,000 employees. All these people get their allowance through only central bank digital currency. We don't get credit to my accounts. We get credit to the wallets.
So, just to clarify, you earlier mentioned that SBI has provided over 8,400 crores of education loan in Kerala and is that correct? So, is it just the amount of money that has been spent for education loans all over the time, or is there any time period for which this money was spent?
Educational loan is only to spend the money for your educational pursuit, including your maintenance costs. The State Bank has given 8,400 crores in the state of Kerala. We have given it not only for the domestic studies, even for foreign studies.
Yeah, my question was about was this the amount that was given to the people or the students all over this period? All over this period, like ever since the SBI started giving education loans, or is this a figure particularly pertaining to a certain period of time?
No, this is as on date our level of educational loan exposure, 8,400 crores.
So all over this period.
Yes.
Okay, so is Kerala one of the topmost states, taking education loans in the country? Do you have any figure or stats like that?
We have the maximum leads. The number I do not have it immediately,
okay,
but I can give you. But we have got the largest number of leads. Leads means basically the applications getting registered in the PM Vidya Lakshmi portal, and this state has got largest number of leads.
I suppose there is no any syllabus in our education system, how to spend money we earn. How do you feel?
Financial education.
Yes, there is a need for making our children understand the basics of finance. Otherwise, today, with the evolution of technologies, with the availability of options, just at the press of a button, people will be tempted to get money, take loans. Unfortunately, the some foreign apps have come. People started downloading on the mobiles, and they will be wooing the students who are quite immature to understand the finance by clicking the links or by downloading the apps and taking the loans. And later, they are being subjected to all kinds of very unfortunate methods for recovery of this money. So there is a need for educating the children from the school level itself on understanding the finances, how to manage your finance, and what are the options available for getting the actually the financial assistance, and how to be prudent while taking the loan, and how to ensure that control their costs and how to service the debt. These are the basic things that we need to teach from the school level itself. There is a need, I think, we need to incorporate some portions, some sections in the syllabus as well. As a part of the the corporate social responsibility also, we organize some programs. Today, for digital literacy, even the financial literacy, we are conducting so many community programs where we engage our experts to deliver talks to the people and explain to them the basic nitty-gritties of the finance.
It is the highest financial literacy state in India. It is the highest financial literacy state in India.
Financial literacy state.
Financially, no.
There is no such measure. Literacy is there, not financial literacy. As of now, there is no metric to find out who is more advanced. Maybe Kerala will be more advanced if it is considered, because people's awareness is better than many other states.
Do you have any plan to support our government, especially for the infrastructure development of our hospital through your CSR fund?
Sorry, can you can use the mic?
Is SBI have any plan to support our government, especially our hospital for the infrastructure development of our hospitals through your CSR fund?
Yeah. In fact, State Bank is contributing substantially for the CSR funding and support to various governments. Even in the state of Kerala, we are spending heavy amounts for developing certain social infrastructure, especially the schools, even Anganwadis, hospitals, primary health centers. Every year, last year itself, I have spent around out of 10 crores that I got a budget, almost 8.5 crores we have spent only for improving the facilities and the infrastructure development in the state of Kerala at the primary health centers, Anganwadis, and even the schools. It's not only here, across the country we are spending, but in this state we have spent a lot of amount. Every year we are spending the money for supporting the government and government institutions as well. In addition to this, we are also supporting separately under CSR initiatives for even development of even solar projects, and even the equipment in bigger hospitals, that is government owned hospitals, to take care of the welfare of the communities.
Hello, sir. I am Gauri Vishnu from IJT, student of IJT. So my question is, we have mentioned about the digital currency here. So how is SBI supporting the Kerala's transition to digital economy, especially in rural and semi-urban branches? And what are the plans to make aware of digital currency to the common man?
When you digitize the economy, almost every stakeholder is a beneficiary in the journey. Why? Because when I onboard a customer through a physical application form and processing and creation of an account, right? It involves a lot of time and also the cost. When I delegate this job straight away to the customer himself for easy onboarding, right? Automatic costs will come down substantially. And also it gives a great convenience and comfort for the customer as well, or the applicant as well. Today, a person of your generation would like to operate a machine more than physically write an application, right? We don't like to write the applications. We would like to give only a digital format. So it is also convenient for him. I am also finding it is really worth to do this journey through digital form because it is saving the cost for me. So every stakeholder is getting benefited. We started digitalization and even the digital processes quite early. In 1997, when I was just confirmed as an officer there in the bank, we started computerization of the branches, full computation of the branches. Then within 6-7 years, we found that it is quite inadequate. We went on integrating the entire branch networks across the country. Then we started into that core banking system, integrating all the branches together, and anywhere banking started. Then that system has also further evolved, and finally we went into the digital formats, digital processes. Today, we started deploying AI as well in our processes. So what I want to tell you is, in the state of Kerala, we started pushing more and more digital processes and digital activities to create awareness and also to onboard the customers as well. Registration, I have got almost 55 lakh customers, registration customers. Is one application. Refers to YONO. You only need one to get all the banking services. Actually, your bank is there on your mobile today, right? And there is no need for ATM card for withdrawal of cash. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. YONO has got a feature where you can withdraw the cash without your ATM card at the ATM machines. YONO Cash. Instant, completely secured, and risk-free. Earlier, when suppose your kid wants to take some money or he wants some money, either you have to take money and give it to him, or you have to ask him to take by taking your credit card. Today that is not required. If you have your mobile, you can just create that OTP number and give it to him. He can withdraw the cash there. Through YONO Cash, all these revolutionary features have been enabled. It's completely secured and no risk at all. So that kind of this digital journeys are giving a wow feeling to certain clients, basically younger generation. Same time, I cannot completely make everything digital because I need to maintain some physical presence as well. Because people of my generation or this generation, they need physical touch. In Kerala, we look at things holistically. Digital should not replace the human touch. Digital should enhance the human touch in a meaningful manner. This is what we are doing it. That is why physical branches are also being established in addition to the digital penetration. Today, all of you are, I think everyone, when they buy a mobile phone, no mobile phone comes out without WhatsApp application, right? WhatsApp has become an integral part of our life. Bank has identified that is a great channel for doing banking transactions. We have started WhatsApp banking. Just one unique number is there. When you say hi, that is enough. To that number, you get automatically onboarded, and I think almost 70 kind of transactions, 70 types of banking transactions can be put through YONO banking. Instant, your account statement, your credit card requirements, your KYC, everything can be done through WhatsApp banking. YONO has the features which are revolutionary. Even it's not simply putting through a banking transaction. You can make even all non-financial transactions through YONO. If you want to invest money in mutual funds, you can go for YONO. And if you want to go ask for a credit card, you can do it through YONO. Even if you want to take a loan also, just you can put the application in the YONO. Everything is digitalized. We are also shortly coming out with some more new initiatives, and there will be further the feature enhancements in the existing YONO platform. And going forward, end to end, everything will be digital. Today, even the loan execution, document execution, we are doing through digital document execution process. So that you need not go to the branch also to do the document execution. At your convenient place anywhere in the world, you can execute the document. Recently, I took my housing loan in Hyderabad. I did not go there. They sanctioned the loan, everything, and through digital means, I was sitting in my office. Within 5 minutes, my document execution was over, and the funds were disbursed there. So this is the way, especially almost all my 99.9% of customers in Kerala, in State Bank of India, they are touched with one or the other digital products. Internet banking has become omnipresent. Present on your mobile, right? And WhatsApp banking is a great enabler because everybody feels more comfortable with WhatsApp rather than SMS, right? So this is the kind of actually evolution that is happening even in the state of Kerala. We are also supporting the system. Even the government itself, so many government departments have been onboarded through a digital payment systems of State Bank of India. Gateway systems are there. Only bank which has got its own gateway system is State Bank. We call it SBI ePay. So many universities, so many autonomous bodies, including government departments, have been integrated with the SBI ePay. So we are an integral part of the entire digital ecosystem in the state of Kerala. Did I answer your question? Thank you.
I'm Sneha, a student of IGT
Very
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have discussed a bit about the digital banking and the services. But again, my question is SBA planning any digital services? Is there any new initiatives? And also, we are living in the AI milieu. So, how AI SBA using to the betterment of the customer services and to detect the fraudulent activities? Thank you.
Yes, AI has made much inroads into the banking and finance. Today, AI has got applications in various gamuts of banking: risk management, customer identification, customer risk categorization, and even controlling the digital frauds. Of late, you read in the newspapers that digital frauds are occurring, and digital arrests are spamming, scamming, all these things are happening. But State Bank has already deployed this AI in a big way in risk management as of now, and also the fraud prevention. In fact, we have got certain outfits in Jaipur, right? The AI ML, no, sorry, that is anti-money laundering, AML, and also PRM cell. Basically, PRM cell protects the customer's interest by filtering every transaction. Suppose if somebody is putting through a transaction and it is unusual transaction, when it goes through the gate, it will filter and it will be throwing in an alert, and immediately that entire transaction will be aborted, and real-time call comes to the customer. Is it a genuine transaction that you are putting through? Are you aware of this beneficiary? You are making a payment to an unknown or actually to a unique customer. So unless until the customer confirms, this will not be true. So every transaction is getting filtered there. That is why crores of rupees of the customers has been saved by this preventive mechanism. And so many business rules have been written there actually to identify, because I cannot say, suppose if you are sending money to your father, right? I don't know whether it is a genuine transaction or a fraudulent transaction. So the AI is working on certain patterns and parameters, and it throws out alerts. Today, if you look at for marketing purpose, earlier when I joined the bank, we used to go to known customers or to the communities and asking them whether you can keep this deposit or you can make investments like this. This kind of interactions were happening. Today there is no need for that also. I've got huge database, right? Your needs will be changing every day. So because as you are growing, your families and again children and again their education is, so many things will be emerging. So I do not have a full control over those things. Then bank, because it is already got its database of all the customers and their age profile, everything. Depending on that, by deploying the AI tools, I can find out who will be suitable for what kind of deposit or investment product, what kind of services, insurance products can be given. Everything is through analytics. We are able to generate the leads and the people are being contacted. Even you also get alerts that you can have this facility, that facility, or this product, that product. All this AI has made it possible. When I got 53 crore customers in State Bank of India, you can think of it can hyper personalize individuals' requirements and suitable products to them. That is the kind of revolution that has happened in the banking with the advancement of AI. And when it comes to the risk management, based on the previous history, you can identify what kind of risks are persisting in your portfolio based on either credit risk or operational risk. Maybe a day will come when you are putting through a transaction a counter, what is your mood, what is there in your mind, system will identify. That is possible with the AI. Agentic AI is making your life so facilitating that I think most of the jobs are getting replaced with a new set of jobs. Today, software engineer is no more valid. You will be getting new roles like labeling or even data wrangling, data cleansing, this kind of new roles. So AI is making a big impact. I think going forward, its role will be more and more intensified.
I have a question. There was an NPA crisis in India, right?
Hello, sir. Myself, Geetika. So during the early years, India and the banking sector had an NPA crisis. So now recent data shown that the NPA is declining. So I just want to know how far SBA had been a game changer in controlling the NPAs across the state as well as in India.
This NPA menace was there almost 10 years back. During 2016, RBI has started some measures, and of course, different factors have contributed to the NPA levels, heightened NPA levels in the banking industry. But today, almost all the banks, public sector banks also, are in the pink of their health. Very, very low level of NPA percentage, hardly 1.5% or so. That means if you give 100 rupees loan, maybe 1 rupee 50 paise is being defaulted. The remaining 98.5%, they are standard assets. It is possible because one is the consciousness that is there among the employees to ensure that asset quality. The second thing is we have strengthened the recovery mechanisms. If I give a loan to you and if I do not ask you the timely repayment, you will also be giving less importance to that, and the defaults will also increase. But today, every loan that is given, we deploy the AI and to see what is the probability of this loan going bad. That kind of predictive analytics we are using it, and depending upon the profile of the customer, it will be predicting when is this account likely to become NPA in case that is not followed up. Because of that analytics, we are able to put in some systems in place that they will be proactively throwing the alerts to the people to follow up, to get connected to the customer and ensure the timely recovery. So almost entire banking industry is now highly enlightened. They are using all kinds of technologies possible to ensure that the timely recovery of the money happens and the asset quality is given the topmost priority. Ultimately, if the asset quality is not improved, banks will go down, right? A customer may default to a bank, but bank can never default to a depositor, right? When a bank defaults to a customer, then there will be a run on the bank.